Sleep loosens its grip, and your eyes open only to realize you are nowhere familiar. A small log cabin surrounds you, dusty floorboards, insect-scarred walls. A thin blade of morning light slips through a cracked shutter outside the prairie. Wind brushes across dry grass, and far off a horse's soft clip-clop echoes. You push aside a threadbare blanket. The chill of the earth rises through the wooden boards and settles against your back. The air carries the faint scent of charred wood. Last night's campfire smoke still lingers in the cabin's corners. Peer through the window. A veil of mist has dropped over the open plain. The distant mountains are hidden. Only vague silhouettes of scrub trees stand watch. In one corner rests a dented tin mug beside a rust-flecked knife. On the wall hangs a sun-bleached hat worn, forgotten, as if a cowboy left it decades ago. Time has paused. No clock, no phone, only sunlight, and the first tentative birdsong whisper that morning has begun. You unlatch the door and step outside. Dry leaves crackle beneath your boots. Cool air brushes your cheeks. Far away, a lone shack tilts in the haze. Beside it, a lifeless tree holds a silent raven. Nothing breaks the hush. Here, the day starts soundlessly. You stand still in that fragile dawn, alone, listening, as time drifts forward, slow as a half-remembered dream. You begin to walk. The sun is still low, casting long shadows that stretch like sleeping giants across the prairie. Each step presses against dry, cracked earth. Stones shift beneath your boots. There is no path, only your footprints disappearing. Behind you, a distant coyote call drifts on the wind. It sounds lonely, or maybe just tired. You pass thorny bushes and dry tufts of grass that cling to life. Their color is faded brown, like everything else. The sky above is a pale blue canvas, endless and quiet. No clouds, no birds, only the breath of the wind and the steady rhythm of your walk. Your throat is dry. You remember the old pump near the edge of camp, a mile, maybe more, step after step. Time does not move here. The land repeats itself, rocks, weeds, silence. Finally, you see it, a weathered wooden pump, leaning slightly. One wheel creaks in the breeze. You grip the handle. It's cold. You begin to pump once, twice. A hollow groan answers. Then, finally, dash water. Not clear, not clean, but enough. You fill the dented tin cup. Bring it to your lips. It tastes like metal and earth. But you drink. The wind brushes your hair. A tumbleweed rolls by, as if the land itself is sighing. You begin the walk back, your shadow now shorter, and all around you stillness. Emptiness. The quiet weight of the Wild West morning. The sun is rising higher now. It's warmer, but not comfortable. You search for firewood. Most branches are dry but brittle. Some snap too easily. Some don't burn at all. You carry an armful back to the cabin. There's a ring of stones where last night's fire lived. You kneel, set the twigs in a loose pile. Your hands are dusty. You strike a match. The flame flickers, dies. Strike another. This one catches. The fire grows. Smoke curls upward. It smells like heat and memory. You sit beside it, silent, letting the warmth soak into your fingers. The fire pops and crackles. It talks in its own language. You listen, not with ears, but with your bones. You lean back. The sky is brighter now. A bird flies overhead, just one, but it's enough. You're hungry, but there is no pantry, no bread, no tea, just a sack of dry biscuits, hard as stone. You bite into one. Your jaw aches. The taste is nothing, but it fills the silence. You chew slowly, sip from your metal cup, warm water. It's not satisfying, but it's all there. As you look around, the land doesn't offer much. A few berries, maybe, but they could be poison. Better to stay hungry than to risk it. So you sit, stomach quiet, fire dying down, and wait for noon. The sun is straight. Above the sky is blinding. You find shade under a leaning post. It's not much, but it helps you. Wipe sweat from your brow. The world feels paused. No breeze, no clouds, no sound. Your heartbeat is the only movement. You close your eyes, try to rest, but the heat presses in, too hot to sleep, too tired to think. You lie there, half awake. Time doesn't pass, it stretches, like a never-ending string. One breath, then another, and another. You feel it before you see it. The air changes, it thickens, the sky darkens. Slowly, winds return cooler, faster. Dust swirls. You stand up, alert. The animals are silent. Even the insects pause. A storm is coming. You rush to close the door. Pull your coat tight. The first drops fall. Large, heavy. Then thunder, then wind. Then the sky opens up. You watch through the crack in the wall. The land disappears behind sheets of rain. Lightning flashes once, then again. You sit in the corner, waiting, listening. The storm talks, in roars and rumbles. You say nothing. It passes slowly, like everything else here. The storm has passed. The world is wet and quiet. You step outside. The smell of earth is strong. Everything is still. You gather wet branches. Try to light a fire again. It takes longer, but finally, a flame. You sit near it, cup in hand. Steam rises from the warm water. You take a slow sip. It tastes like smoke. You look into the flames. The shadows dance across your face. You don't think. You just breathe. The fire is the only sound now. You feel alone, but peaceful. Darkness falls completely. The sky is full of stars. So many stars. It's quiet. Too quiet. You hear an owl call. Then silence again. You lie on your bedroll. The wood beneath you is cold. A breeze slips through the cabin walls. You pull your blanket tighter. Close your eyes. The night hums softly. Every sound is gentle. Sleep is near, but not yet. You're dreaming, but the dream is slow. You walk through a street, or maybe it's the desert. Someone calls your name. You turn, but no one is there. A train passes in the distance. You smell fresh bread, then smoke. Everything blurs. You're back in the cabin, lying still, eyes closed. Not quite awake, not quite asleep, just floating. The fire has gone out. The stars are fading, and you are drifting. A bird sings just one note, then silence. Then again, you open your eyes. The sky is pale, soft blue and gold. You sit up slowly, stretch your arms. The earth is damp, but the wind is calm. You step outside. The prairie shines with dew. Another day has come, just like the last dot. Still dot, silent, slow dot. You walk forward, no destination, just movement. And behind you, your shadow follows. You step out into the morning without knowing where you're going. The wind is slow and steady, brushing across the dry earth like it's trying to remember something. You pull your coat tighter, even though it isn't cold. There's something about the air that feels thin, as if the sky itself is tired. The ground beneath your feet is cracked and pale. Dust lifts with each step, but it doesn't rise far. It spins for a moment, and then falls. Like it changes its mind halfway through. There's a ridge ahead. You walk toward it, not because you have a reason, but because that's what walking is. Out here moving for the sake of it. One step at a time, one breath, then another. Your boots press into the dirt with soft crunches, each one a whisper. There are no birds today, no insects, no clouds, just the land, the sky, and the sound of your own heartbeat. When you reach the ridge, you pause. The view is empty, but in a beautiful way. Rolling hills of scrub grass, a few bleached stones, the shadow of a hawk that must be somewhere too high to see. You sit, because that's what this kind of silence is for. Sitting and not doing, not thinking, not needing. You rest your arms on your knees. Your fingers trace a pattern in the dust beside. You dot circles, then nothing, then lines, then you smooth them all away with the side of your hand. You lie back. The sun is soft today, not harsh, not sharp, just warm, like a blanket pulled up to your chest but not over your head. You close your eyes. The wind hums quietly. You listen not to the sound, but to the space around the sound, that thin layer of quiet. Between everything, there is a small stone near your foot. You reach for it. It's flat and cool. You toss it once in your hand, then let it go. It hits the dirt and bounces once, then stills. You don't look at it again. You sit up slowly. Your back cracks gently, like old floorboards. You take that as a sign to move on. The trail is barely a trail now, just a narrow fade in the grass, but it's enough. Your feet know how. You pass a stump, split in half, gray with age. There are marks carved into the side, letters, maybe a name, maybe initials. You trace them with your fingers, but you don't try to read them. It's better not to know. You keep walking. A fence appears, old wood, dry. The wires are mostly broken. They hang in loose arcs, swaying slightly. You duck under. A few paces later, there's a tin can. It's rusted through. You nudge it with your toe. It wobbles once, then stills. Everything stills. Everything waits. You sit again, on a patch of soft sand. You don't know how long it's been there, but it feels like it's been waiting for someone. You lean back on your hands, stare at the sky. A vulture circles far above, slow, graceful, patient. It doesn't care what's below, and you don't either. Not today. Your eyes close again. The inside of your eyelids is gold, sunlight through skin. You breathe in, out, no sound but your breath and the earth, and that's enough. After a while, you rise again. No hurry, no reason, just movement, just forward. A hill rises ahead. You climb it step by slow step. The top is flat, almost too flat. There's a post in the middle, maybe an old sign. Whatever words were once there are gone now. Only splinters remain. You touch the wood. It's warmer than you expect. You sit beside it, lean your shoulder to it. It holds your weight, and you let yourself rest. Your eyes open. The sun has dipped a little lower. Its light is now a pale orange. You rise slowly. The dust beneath your feet is cracked. A soft breeze drifts by. There's a haze in the distance, like smoke or fog. You begin walking again. You don't pick a direction. You just go. Each step feels like sinking into the earth. Your boots are covered in dust now. A worn farmhouse appears. Ahead the fence is broken. The gate hangs loose, wood splintered and green with age. You pause. The building is silent. No windows. The door leans open, barely hanging. You walk closer, but you don't go inside. You just stand at the doorway. Inside, there's a chair lying on its side, an old bottle beside it. Someone left in a hurry, long ago, but the air still remembers. You wander around the yard. A broken basket lies in the grass, collapsed, covered in dust. You pass it by. There's a tree at the edge of the field, standing alone, its leaves curled from the sun. You lean your back to its trunk, close your eyes. There's a heartbeat. There's somewhere deep inside the bark. The shadow stretches over you. Your breath doesn't grow heavy. It stays light, slow. The birds are still, quiet. The sun on the horizon now is round and low. You walk again, following a rocky path. Night is not far, but you don't stop. This silence walks with you. You follow the path as it curves between two hills. The shadows stretch longer now. Everything has a golden edge, even the rocks, even your hands. You notice a rabbit in the distance. It doesn't run, just watches, then turns away, as if it's satisfied. Like, it knows you're not a threat. You keep moving. The air is cooler now. The warmth of the day is fading, but not in a hurry. Like even the temperature is reluctant to leave. You find a small stream, barely, a trickle of water, but it makes a sound, a tiny sound. Just enough to notice. You crouch down, dip your fingers in. It's colder than you expect. You leave your hand there for a while, watching the water ripple around your skin. A few pebbles glisten nearby, wet and smooth. You pick one up, hold it to the light, then let it fall. The sound is soft, barely a click. You sit beside the stream, let your legs stretch out. One boot in the shadow, one in the sun. You lean back on your elbows, and for a moment, you forget the world. You forget the hour. You forget the trail. The sound of the stream becomes part of your breath, and your breath becomes part of the land. A cloud drifts overhead, just one, but it's enough to cool your face. You close your eyes again, and everything becomes quiet. The breeze, the ground, even your thoughts. You don't sleep, but you drift, like a leaf on still water, like the sky is carrying you somewhere slow, somewhere safe. When you open your eyes, the sun has dipped halfway behind the hills. Colors bleed through the sky, dot orange, rose, dot blue, and something soft you can't name. You rise again, your limbs relaxed, your shoulders loose. You step back onto the path. It welcomes you like an old friend. You walk without thinking, without needing, just being. The trail narrows, but you don't mind. Your steps fall in line like they've always belonged there. You pass a weathered signpost. No writing, just wood, split in silver from the sun. A single nail sticks out at the top. You touch it with your fingertip. Cool. Metal dot still holding on. A breeze lifts your hair gently. The sky above is vast, so open. It feels like you could float upward if you stopped walking. The clouds are turning pink. Now, the kind of pink that only lasts a few minutes. You watch it without moving, without needing to do anything else. There's a bench ahead, old, forgotten, half buried in grass. You sit. It creaks slightly under your weight, but it doesn't give way. You lean back, let your hands rest on your knees. The wind touches your face like a memory. You breathe in. It smells faintly of something sweet, maybe sage, maybe time itself. The horizon is lower now. The sun nearly gone. Only a sliver remains, like a promise. A bird calls once, far off. Not a warning, not a signal, just a presence, just a note in the stillness. You close your eyes, not to sleep, but to listen better too. Let the world speak in quiet ways. A moment passes, maybe more. The bench holds you. The earth holds the bench, and the sky holds it all. You rise when it feels right. You don't force it. You simply rise and walk again, ahead. The ground dips slightly. You follow the slope. Your shadow stretches long behind you, like it's waving goodbye to the sun. You come to a place with stones, arranged, maybe by someone, or maybe by chance, but they form a circle, not perfect, not exact, but complete in their own way. You stand in the center and breathe. The stones beneath your feet are warm, still holding the sun's memory. You look down and notice how each rock is different, shapes, colors, textures, but they belong together somehow, like they chose to be here. You take one slow step forward, then another. Each movement careful, quiet, as if not to wake the dust. A coyote calls in the distance. Low, lonely, but not afraid. It fades into the evening air, and you smile, just a little, because you understand. The light is dim now, but gentle, like the sky is tucking you in. The first stars appear, tiny flickers, just above the ridge. You watch them slowly blink to life. You sit again, right there, Inside the stone circle, the ground cool against your legs. You cross your arms, not from cold, but comfort. You tilt your head back. Let your gaze float into the deepening blue. You don't look for constellations. You just let the stars be stars. The silence here is different. It's heavier, not empty, but full. Full of all the things that have happened and all the things that never did. You close your eyes, and the night breathes with you. In out the air smells like sagebrush and distance. You lie back slowly. Your spine finds the shape of the ground, as if the earth was carved just for you. Above, the stars keep watching. Steady, patient. You don't need anything right now. Not water, not fire, not sound. Just this dot, this quiet, this slow unfolding of night. You breathe once more, and the world breathes with you. Time doesn't pass here, it floats, like mist over still water. You don't know how long you've been lying there. Minutes, hours, it doesn't matter. The wind has settled now, just the faint hush of night pressing gently against your skin. You hear the sound of something moving, soft, rhythmic. A moth? Maybe its wings brushing against a dry leaf. You don't open your eyes. You just listen, letting the sound become part of you. Above, the stars are brighter, a sky full of tiny flames. Each one so far away it feels like a dream, but real enough to guide you. If you needed guiding, but you don't, not tonight. You feel your heartbeat, slow, steady, comfortable, like an old drum beat in a song with no words. A memory surfaces. You're not sure what it is. A voice, maybe, a scent, a wooden porch at dusk. You don't chase it, you just let it rise and fade. Like a wave, the ground beneath you cools. Further. Still gentle, still holding. You shift slightly. A pebble presses against your back, and you move just enough to rest again. The coyote calls once more, this time, farther away. You whisper something back, not words, just a sound, something between breath and thought. You open your eyes. The world has gone indigo, deep, dark, and soft. There's no moon yet, just shadow and starlight. You sit up slowly, no rush. Your muscles don't protest, they just follow. You look around, the stone circle still surrounds. You still quiet, still complete. You rise and begin walking again. No path this time, no direction, just your feet, the night, and the hush of the desert air. The desert at night feels wider than it does by day. It stretches in every direction, soft and endless. You walk without effort. The sand gives just enough, not too much, not too little, just enough to carry you forward. You pass a cactus, tall and still, its arms reaching to the sky like it's asking a question no one can answer. You nod to it, quietly, and keep going. The stars reflect in your eyes. You don't count them, you just let them be. They're not here to be understood. They're here to keep you company, eh? Breeze rises again. It moves the grass in soft waves, like a whisper that brushes the world and fades. You find an old wagon wheel, resting on its side, half buried, the wood worn smooth by time. You sit beside it, your hand rests on one of its spokes. You don't know where it came from, or who left it, but it feels like it belongs here, like it stopped rolling, just where it was meant to. You lie back again. The sky pulls you in. There's nothing in your mind. Now no worries, no tasks, just sky and stars, and your slow, steady breath. Your eyelids grow heavy, but you don't close them yet. You want to watch the sky for just a little longer, just one more moment, then another, and another. You start to forget your name, not in a sad way, but in a freeing way, as if names don't matter out here, as if who you are is just being. Just breathing, just this quiet stretch of night. The wind sings again, low, gentle. You let it carry you, and finally, you close your eyes. Sleep doesn't come like a door closing. It comes like mist, drifting in slowly, without a sound. You don't even notice when you stop thinking. You just drift. Your breath deepens. Your limbs settle. You are safe here, held by the night. The stars above are still watching. They do not blink. They do not sleep, but they seem to hum softly. Just for you. The wagon wheel rests beside. You still like it's listening to. Like it remembers roads you've never walked, far off. Something rustles a soft scrape. Then silence again. You don't react. You don't need to. Everything here is slow. Everything here is slow. Everything here is kind. Your chest rises, then falls, like the hills in the distance, like waves in a forgotten ocean. A coolness touches your cheek, the night wrapping its arms around you, not cold, just enough to remind you where you are. The wind shifts direction. It moves over the land like it knows it well. You feel it in your fingers, in your toes, even in your heartbeat. You think you might be dreaming already, or almost. It's hard to tell, because this moment feels like both, like real and not real. All at once, the earth cradles you. The sky covers you, and in between, you float, not up, not down, just still. Up star streaks across the sky. You don't make a wish, you don't need to. Everything you could ever want is here, in this silence, in this air, in this sleep. The night deepens. Darkness no longer feels empty. It feels soft, comforting. It wraps around you like a blanket woven from silence. Your body is heavy now, not from exhaustion, but from calm, like gravity has finally become a friend, holding you gently to the earth. You don't move. You don't need to. Even blinking feels like too much. The stars shift slowly overhead. You don't follow them. They follow you, marking time in a sky that no longer matters. Somewhere far away, a door creaks. Or maybe it's a tree in the wind. Or maybe nothing at all. The sound is like a memory that never quite formed. It passes, and the quiet returns. You breathe through your nose. The air is clean, cool, tastes like stone and wind and something green, something old. A vision flickers behind your closed eyes. Not a dream, just an image. A field, a horse, a river at dusk. You don't chase it. You let it move past, like a cloud, like a shadow. The wagon wheel is gone now, or maybe it's still there. It doesn't matter. The ground beneath you is enough. Your name is far away. Your story is somewhere behind you. All that remains is breath and sky and sleep. You are no longer thinking, just drifting through this land that doesn't ask anything of you, that only offers quiet and stillness and rest. You don't remember falling asleep because you didn't. Not in the usual way. You dissolved, like smoke in still air, like sunlight fading behind a hill. There is no before, no after, just this floating, this weightless silence. Your heartbeat is distant, now soft, slow, like the ticking of an old clock in another room. You are not dreaming. You are not awake. You are something in between, and that place has no name. Only feeling, only peace. The stars above begin to fade. Not because the sky is changing, but because you've stopped needing them. They've done their work. They've watched over you long enough. A warm hush fills the space inside. You no questions, no memories, no plans. Only breath, only night. If there is a wind, you don't feel it anymore. If there is sound, you don't hear it. Everything has slowed, everything has softened, even time. You are somewhere, deep, deeper than dreams, below thought, below light, below everything that moves. This is where the world forgets its own weight, where even gravity rests, where silence breathes, and you sleep. Truly sleep, no more walking, no more wandering, just stillness, just the deep, dark peace of the desert at night, and the knowing that here in this moment, you are home. If this quiet story brought you even a moment of peace, consider subscribing to the channel. More gentle, slow-drifting sleep tales are waiting for you, just like this one. Until then, close your eyes, take a slow breath, and let yourself drift deeper into rest. Good night.